Good morning and welcome to Bucs Sunday. For the third time in the last 10 months, the Bucs take on the Eagles. The reason the NFL moved this game to 4:15 is because when you have two of the best teams getting ready to tee it up, they want to make sure everyone can see it. Now, in the next half hour, GM Rich McKay joins us talking about the Bucs running game. Will we see more of Mike Allstott today? Monty Kiffin shows us mistakes that defensive linemen make that Donovan McNabb will punish you for. But Jon Gruden, you saw he was the Eagles offensive coordinator from 95 to 97, the youngest offensive coordinator in the league. He knows the atmosphere his team will be walking into, but that's about the extent of his experience. We talked to him about the makeup of the city up in Philadelphia, and Gruden just isn't someone who's going to get too deep about it.
The unique makeup of the city. I never saw anything but the dark, going to and from over the Walt Whitman Bridge. I don't know anything about the makeup of the city, but I know this: it's a passionate city. They love their football, and it's going to be a very exciting atmosphere there. It always is.
Yeah, it always is, and it's always going to be a good game, too. Kevin, when you take a look at this thing, really, when you see it, you got two of the best defensive minds in the game right now on opposite sidelines, Monty Kiffin and the Eagles' Jimmy Johnson.
That's right, and Monty brings in the #1 defense through 6 weeks. The Bucs are ranked #1. Finally, Jimmy Johnson's Eagles right behind them at 3, but big difference. The Bucs defense has not given up a touchdown on the road this week, and Monty's getting rewarded for it, Chip.
Yeah.
New contract from the Glazers. 2-year extension. We're paying him roughly what we pay him for Kiffin's coin, right?
Yeah.
$1 million? It's a nice deal. But we know what the defense is going to do. Big question is, how many points will the Bucs offense put up on the board? Last 2 games at the Vet, the Bucs have managed just 4 field goals. Embarrassing, yes? And while the Bucs are out to avenge those losses, they say they're not out for revenge.
Come on, Cozy Coleman, what do you got today? Get the rhythm of these formations now. Let's go dance the weak left zoom short. I'm not going to be a real patient guy now.
Ball game over. Bucs 0-6 on the road in playoffs. And we can't figure out the Philadelphia Eagles at the Vet.
It's a game that cost Tony Dungy his job, and a defeat that still haunts the Buccaneers. It's the latest, but not only...
As Bonds and the Giants
Did. Simeon has an entertainment company and a website, a couple of places off the field where he channels his creative energy.
If you were hosting a talk show and you could book 3 guests from the entertainment world, who would you book?
Well, I probably wouldn't even go entertainment world. I would probably book probably some historians, people that have done things that's not really being talked about, people that's doing things that's not really being aired, people that's, I would do real people situations, real people circumstances.
Is the show about your life? Is it a drama, a romance, a comedy?
It would be all those things. I would try to take a few aspects of life and build on it. You know, I wouldn't want to stretch it too thin. Probably be surrounded around a, beautiful leading lady and things like that. Maybe a few beautiful leading ladies, and showing how men do certain things in life. And men, are tempted by certain things. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad guys. It's just that sometimes they just fall to temptation.
What's the most important life lesson that you've learned?
There's so many.
Name one.
Okay, one is just be all you can be. Don't try to make everybody happy, because you're not. My father he says this phrase, and it's just like, to me, one of the most profound statements that I've ever heard. And he said, believe nothing that you hear and very little that you see. He said, trust no one. And everybody that come in your circle, allow them to earn your trust.
Has Warren Sapp earned your trust?
Warren, that's my guy, man. I mean, all those things that people hear, I know you got your own take, and this person has his own take, but for me, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of propaganda to me. He's a stand-up cat. I mean, he beats by a different drum, but we all do. I look at Warren as like one of my boys I grew up with in the hood. Kind of loud, kind of obnoxious, but you gotta love him. He means well.
All right, to get to know Simeon even better, check out his website at SimeonRice97.com. You'll find out he's into facials as well as he's into face masks. All right, that's a look at Bucs Sunday. Fox's NFL Sunday is next. At 1 o'clock, we've got the Niners and Saints. Then at 4:15 is the Bucs and Eagles. And, of course, tonight at 7:30, Game 2 of the World Series, Giants and Angels. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Is on its way to breaking a number of the Baltimore Ravens records. But in many ways, what will define this team is how they handle the Philadelphia Eagles this week.
And right now, we're just grinding. Just putting our nose to the grindstone, digging. Just pounding that rock for 60 minutes every time we come out. Our 5-game winning streak, it hadn't been about what other teams are doing to us. It's about what we're doing to them.
The group is playing pretty good. I'd say that they're playing like the 99 group.
Well, Warren's humming right now. He's playing really hard, extremely hard. His motor's running. Lynch is Lynch. The play's hurt all the time. And then Derek Brooks, he's healthy. Yeah, we're playing good. It's a long ways to go yet. It's still, everybody's getting all wrapped up about the defense and this and that. And, hey, we got a big game coming up this week, and we'll get checked out real good. The Philadelphia Eagles, they're waiting for us.
How big is this week?
It's huge. It's huge. It's,
See, an honest man. You know what? Isn't this nice, an honest man?
I can't tell a lie.
Right.
No, we've definitely disappointed ourselves.
Yeah.
2 years in a row up at Philly when we're trying to get to a championship.
And it's about us. It's not about Philly. We look at the tape and see where we didn't play well. But give them credit. They won the ball game. But we know inside we didn't play well. Whereas now, we're going up there looking forward to playing well.
But this is not your ordinary week 7.
In no way, shape, nor form.
And it dictates in many ways.
How you wake up, how you go to sleep, how you eat, how you walk, how you drive, everything. It consumes you. It must.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's all fight, do what we do. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I'm the 5-star. I'm the 5-star. It starts up front, and I'm the one that gets it going. And when I'm on my game, we're tough to beat.
That wasn't the case last season when Sapp played with an injured shoulder and Brooks had a bad wheel.
I wasn't able to, make that 5-yard burst that I'm normal. I couldn't get as quick a jump in my reads in the pass, and basically I couldn't run.
Your shoulder was gone last year, but right now you're on.
Yeah, I'm healthy again.
Right.
And the thing about it is, when you got 2 healthy shoulders, I can make those plays that I normally make and make them look easy.
Things are so easy right now that Sapp got bored last week and took his game to the other side of the ball to help bury the Browns. You line up on offense and you're on who?
Courtney Brown.
And you drive Courtney Brown 5-10 yards and what the quote was, Courtney's soft?
Yeah, he's soft. I told him.
My man, this is the kind of refreshing honesty we need in our government.
I mean, that's just what it is.
He's the Donald Rumsfeld of the NFL. You watch Donald Rumsfeld on...
I know Rumsfeld.
Donald Rumsfeld
just shoot it to you straight. That's all I can. I mean...
That's all we're asking for.
It is what it is.
You know, the thing that struck me about the visit to Tampa Bay was the intensity level that has been brought about by playing Philadelphia in just week 7. This team is painfully aware that it was the Philadelphia Eagles who not only ran them out of the playoffs, Jimmy, but did it in grand fashion. And Warren Sapp, to me, is prepared to play a very, very good football game, and I would be shocked if he does not play well.
Well, Warren Sapp likes to rush the passer, and so does Tampa's defense. They're going to get a chance against Philadelphia. Philadelphia this year, in the first half, they have run pass plays 76% of the time. That's one reason when McNabb has 19 sacks. And the other thing is, if Sapp's really cranking it up, they're not going to be able to help that left offensive tackle, Trey Thomas. And Simeon Rice, he owns Trey Thomas. The last 7 games, he's beaten him 11 times. That pass rush is going to be a factor in today's game. Probably half a dozen sacks.
Winning becomes a state of mind. Losing becomes a state of mind. And Tampa Bay's lost 3 straight games to Philadelphia. When I was a little boy, my daddy would take me down to Bissonneau State Park and sit me on a stump out in the middle of the water. And he'd say, "Jump to me, son, jump to me. Daddy, I'll catch you." I wouldn't jump to him, Howie. I was petrified. I was scared. I didn't trust him. Finally, I jumped, and he caught me I was over it. Same thing today. Tampa Bay, go to Philadelphia, win this football game, and you get a brand new state of mind.
Jimmy, how did you define him personality-wise?
Hey, I'm sanguine.
No, phlegmatic is probably what it is. TB's annoyed with the Buccaneers offense, but coming up, a lot of people are annoyed with San Francisco's Terrell Owens. If you recall, on Monday night, T.O. scored a touchdown and then thought it was time to sign autographs. Is this taunting, selfish, or just plain fun? Everyone has an opinion. Meanwhile, a lot of people had a negative opinion about the Saints.
McAllister has had runs today of 53 yards, 25 yards, 172 yards in all. His 53-yard run earlier, his third run this season of over 50 yards. No other NFL player has done it more than once.
You can see why Jim Mora Jr. was very concerned about facing this offense because of what Deuce McAllister has added is part of the arsenal of the plays that they can go to.
Here's McAllister again down to the 11-yard line. As we approach a 2-minute warning, 49ers stop the clock again by calling their second timeout. Now, for those of you who just joined us from the Jets
post-game show.
Loves that show. Then the CBS Sunday movie Dancing at the Harvest Moon. That's tonight on CBS.
Give it up. Give it up. I'm ready. I'm ready. I never get mad. I never get mad. I never get mad. I never.
And free.
Very few penalties, excellent conversions on third down. It's been fun to watch.
Off the play fake, Brooks looking end zone, and he did not get in. Stopped just short by Tony Parrish, but he did pick up the first down. As we hit the 2-minute warning with the Saints leading by 1.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. With a great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Every Saturday, I get together and play football with the guys. But this Saturday, I had to take a time out.
Hey, Steve, you okay?
It's my throat. It's all dry.
Hey, mine too. I think I got just what you guys need. Come on.
It was a good thing Brad was there. He explained that we were thirsty, and he gave us ice-cold Bud Lights. He told us that by drinking the Bud Light, parched feeling would go away. You know what? He was right.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Yo, Murph, gotta see this. Congratulations. You found a boat in the middle of the ocean.
It's a Porsche.
This Halloween,
I think I saw something I couldn't possibly have seen.
a presence is awakening.
I said, we get the hell out of here.
And another world.
What are we gonna do?
Is waiting. Ghost Ship.
I know all of this isn't real.
Rated R. Starts this Friday at a theater near you.
My son Jerome and I are making sure everyone in Pittsburgh is eating good.
The bus.
We bought you some nice, hot, chunky soup to fill you up right.
Campbell's Chunky Chicken Noodle, loaded with big, hearty noodles and chunks of tasty chicken.
Want a bowl frame?
Yeah, I'll try.
Go for it.
Could I get your son's number?
Sure. 36.
Campbell's Chunky Chicken Noodle fills you up right.
A look at the last play. Aaron Brooks scrambling down to the 1-yard line.
He did get in the end zone, but he got the first down, which gives him a whole new series of snaps inside the 2-minute mark right now.
49ers with only one timeout. Saints have already scored 15 points this quarter. Outscored the 49ers 15-3 in the fourth. First and goal from the 1. Fullback Smith and McAllister in the backfield. Brooks takes it in himself. And a penalty flag. And Hockley counting players. And now another flag. Saints on their last possession called for a critical penalty on the 5-yard line. It forced them back. They had to settle for a field goal. And Hockley talking things over with the 49ers. And now with side judge Bill Vinovich. Field judge Tom Sifferman.
The foul is illegal substitution. 12 men on the field offense. The penalty is declined. Touchdown.
So the penalty is declined. Touchdown stands.
Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Obviously 12 guys, but the interesting philosophy right there, they're going to need 2 possessions anyway, so let's allow them to score on that play and keep some time left on that clock as opposed to moving them back and letting them take some more time off.
Reminiscent of Green Bay in the Super Bowl.
That's Steve Mariucci's only choice right now is to allow that to go in. They've got to get the ball back, go down, score a touchdown, and make a 2-point conversion now to tie this game up.
The thinking is the Saints would probably score anyway, so this way they'll get the ball back with 1:56 instead of having the clock wind down. So the Saints with an 8-point lead as we take a look back at some critical snaps from today's game.
Well, the first one, the Kevin Barlow fumble here in the 4th quarter that allowed the Saints to take the lead. This is a 3rd and 12 that Joe Horn caught to keep a drive alive that would later get another touchdown. And then Kenny Irvin on the last series by the San Francisco 49ers, waiting on that outcut to tie streets, jumps in front of it for them to get their last touchdown to now go up by 8 points.
We welcome those of you who have been watching the Falcons and the Panthers. Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston in New Orleans. The Saints have scored 22 fourth-quarter points. They trailed the 49ers 24-13 after 3 quarters and have scored 22 here in the 4th. Today's game being produced by Bob Stetter and Michael Kiefer, directed by Sandy Grossman, the Associate Director Charles McDonald, broadcast associates Wayne Wilson and Robert Slosby, technical producer Bob Mueller. Pre-game show produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy. The studio technical supervisor, Jonathan X. The senior producer is Bill Brown. And the executive producers of Fox Sports, Ed Gorin and David Hill. Jamal Robertson returning kicks for the first time after the bobble. Brings it out to the 19 and a penalty flag. Crunching the numbers for us today, Ben Bowman, our spotter Dave Brooks, and Mike Eldridge and Wayne Junko down on the truck. Penalty is against the 49ers.
During the return, tripping, number 88 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal. San Francisco keeps the ball. First down.
So with 1:49 remaining, the 49ers Down by 8. Need to go 91 yards. They've had drives today of 77 and 83. They start from their own 9 with only 1 timeout remaining. 1:49 on the clock. Garcia had the pass batted back by Darren Howard.
Batted back and almost right into the hands of Charlie Clemens. We haven't seen Charlie very much today. He's nursing an injury just a few inches away from this game being all but over right there.
Darren Howard, 3 sacks last week, NFC Defensive Player of the Week. The big play in the final minutes today. Over 68,000 on their feet. A sold-out Louisiana Superdome. Saints look to make it 6-1 on the season. Garcia to the outside. Broken up. Fred Thomas makes the play. Cedric Wilson was the intended receiver.
And again, it's pressure on the quarterback. The New Orleans Saints regularly this afternoon have not really gotten to him. We see that he's been hurried, hit a little bit, but it's been a while. The first half, they did a nice job with their pressures. This is the most pressure they've had this entire fourth quarter.
Receivers. Garcia over the top to Garrison Hurst. He picks up the first down out at the 23-yard line. A gain of 14. '49ers with a record of 4-1. They've won their last 3. Down to 1:15 on the clock. Garcia looking for Ty Streets. Aaron Brooks nearly made the catch on the Saints sideline.
Ty Streets has got to do a better job on his release to allow some room on the sideline to be able to drift out and make that catch. Fakir Brown does a nice job of just forcing him to the sideline right here and riding him, using the sideline as another defender.
Now 2nd and 10 from the 23. 49ers have 1 timeout remaining. They led this game by 11 early in the fourth quarter. Garcia's pass is caught by the tight end Eric Johnson for another first down. Gain of 12 with 1 minute left on the clock. 49ers still have to go 65 yards. Garcia now moves up under center. Garcia in trouble. And he threw it away. Wrapped up by Grady Jackson.
There was an eligible receiver, number 20. Number 20 was in the area.
What a heady play by Jeff Garcia. He's about to get sacked by Grady Jackson. I don't know where he finds the strength to maintain his balance with that big man on his back and get that ball thrown into the area of the eligible receiver. But with only 1 timeout left, that would have been a critical decision for Steve Mariucci.
Somebody ran into the huddle. That's somebody from the sidelines or from the stands? Initially, I thought that the 49ers had, for some reason, even though the clock was stopped, had called timeout, and that one of the trainers went out into the huddle, but that was not the case.
No, we've actually got one of those people that feels he needs to get onto the football field. Nothing good comes to that situation.
I was thinking, why did they call timeout? Why is the trainer, or why is somebody bringing water into the huddle? And the crowd reacting to the nice job done by the security people. Take care of the situation. Now back to football. 40 seconds remaining. 49ers trailing by 8. Owens comes in motion. Garcia over the middle. Owens could not hang on to it.
That would have been a great catch by Terrell Owens. He releases straight up the seam. The ball's a little bit back over the back shoulder and high. Kind of an awkward position as he adjusts on that route. But at a point like this, you need your big playmaker to step up and make that big play.
Third and 10 with 36 seconds left. A huge fourth quarter comeback by the New Orleans Saints. Garcia steps up and throws complete to Barlow. Has the first down and stops the clock at the 48-yard line. A gain of 13.
I tell you, this has been very impressive up until this point, starting off at their 9-yard line and not panicking at any situation. A lot of these passes have been caught in play. They've had only one timeout. They've shown a lot of composure, getting back to the line of scrimmage, getting the next play called, saving that final timeout for that critical point in this drive where they need it.
Remember, even if the 49ers do reach the end zone, they would need to convert a 2-point conversion. Garcia over the middle, deflected, and complete. Again, looking for Owens up the middle of the field.
The same play that they just missed on a few plays before.
Good coverage, Fred Thomas, and then Sammy Knight coming over.
You see they've got him covered. They're trailing with Fred Thomas. Sammy Knight comes in to put on the big hit.
Terrell Owens only 4 receptions today. Scored the game's first touchdown, but it's been a relatively quiet afternoon for Owens. Second and 10 with 23 seconds. Play clock winding down. Garcia's pass is caught by Streets at the 40. Ken Irvin, the tackle, and the 49ers use their final timeout after the 13-yard pass play.
That's their third and final timeout. 30 seconds.
Right now, the New Orleans Saints have to protect the sideline. San Francisco uses its last timeout with only 16 seconds left. Obviously, they can't allow a deep completion down the middle of the field towards the end zone, but they've got to keep the 49er wide receivers in the field of play, and they can win this game with the clock running out.
Remember, the 49ers declined the penalty, the 12 men on the field, to let the touchdown stand in order to get the ball back. And they started on their own 9-yard line. They're now at the Saints' 39. They have no timeouts with 16 seconds left. 49ers led by 11 early in the fourth quarter. Saints have scored 22 fourth quarter points. From the 39, Owens in motion.
We'll be back with the start of your second NFL game after these messages from your local station.
James Jordan in the end.
Fox Sports thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League. Stay tuned for the second game of your NFL doubleheader.
October's magic is alive. Jake Plummer leads the upstart Cardinals as they look to put the heat on the 49ers' magical duo of Garcia and Owens. October's magical matchups next week on Fox.
I'm a 4-truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise. Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built for tough.
During Truck Month, the new Expedition comes with $1,000 loyalty cash. If you're a Ford owner, use it to lease a new 2003 Expedition XLT for $333 a month for 36 months, or get up to $2,000 cash back when buying an Expedition.
Visit your Southern Ford dealer.
What makes bodies in motion remain in motion? What makes what goes up stay up? And what makes what goes down get back up? Whatever it is, it ain't physics.
When you buy a certified pre-owned Lexus, you don't just get a vehicle. You get the Lexus of warranties. You get a complimentary loaner car. And now, for a limited time, low 2.9% APR financing for terms up to 66 months. But above all, you get a Lexus. See your Lexus dealer for other special lease or finance programs. Only at your Lexus dealer.
They gave years fighting for our freedom. Now they're fighting a battle with the VA hospital, and a local congressman is joining the fight. You'll see why Monday at 10.
Times, and that line's going to have to play well and give him a little protection.
Eagles will get the ball first, and Martin Gramatica will kick off, and Brian Mitchell is back deep for the Eagles. And this crowd is primed. A late afternoon, comfortable day in Philadelphia, and it'll be picked up by Mitchell inside the 5, and he'll be knocked out of bounds shy of the 15-yard line. So Donovan McNabb, and he has been a one-man team in many instances for the Philadelphia Eagles, and the offensive line, and John Welborn returns to left guard after getting knocked out in week 1 with a broken ankle. That is the offensive front. And the rest of the backs and receivers, Deuce Staley, who's the leading receiver for the Eagles, and James Thrash and Todd Pinkston, the wide receivers, and we'll be seeing a lot of Antonio Freeman as well. First down from the 12. Thrash in motion, and the handoff to Staley, and Staley drives his way for a couple of yards. And a loose ball picked up by Kelly, but the whistle had blown, and Staley was down by contact. Tampa's defense allowing less than 10 points a game, and an imposing defensive line, sparked, of course, by Warren Sapp. Anthony McFarland having a big year. Derek Brooks has returned 3 interceptions for touchdowns for the Bucs, and a solid secondary. And John Lynch, who had a knee injury, did not practice Thursday. He's ready to go. Second down and 7. And McNabb with his first toss, and complete to Dorsey Levens, the former Packer, and he was open for the first down on the 27, a pickup of 12.
Yeah, and you take a look at Donovan McNabb and what he's been able to accomplish already in this short season. And as we mentioned, he has really done it all for this football team, much like he did last year. He's the leading rusher. He's also been throwing the ball very effectively. And when this team needs a big play, he's usually the guy to come up with it. And I don't know that there's really anything more he can do for his football team than what he's already been able to do.
Andy Reid's Eagles trying to go to 4-2 on the year, and the screen pass to Deuce Staley, and Staley picks up nearly 5. Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just getting started here at Veterans Stadium. The Eagles coming off the bye week at 3-2 on the year, trying to regain their footing after losing to Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago. The Buccaneers at 5-1 can equal a club record for consecutive wins if they can win here, and that hasn't been an easy task for them. Dick Stockton along with Troy Aikman, Chris Collinsworth, and Pam Oliver with us. Second down and 4. And the quick pass to Pinkston, and he is tackled by Kelly after a gain of 1. And right now, for a game break, let's check in with James Brown in Los Angeles. JB.
Hey, Dick, San Francisco was trying desperately to get back into the contest against the New Orleans Saints. Here was the last play of the game here. Garcia hooking it to Kevin Barlow. He doesn't get out of bounds in time to stop the clock. That ends it. The Saints upending San Francisco by 8. Back to Dick, Troy, and Chris.
All right,
JB, and so the Saints 6-1, and that's where Tampa Bay wants to be, and they'll have to beat the tough Eagle team to get there. McNabb and a leaping catch by Pinkston, and another Philadelphia first down at the 40, and now the ball was not held on by Pinkston, did not have possession, and it'll go as an incomplete pass. So instead of a first down, it'll be fourth down for the Eagles.
And that's the second time we've seen Donovan McNabb holding on to the ball and making the defender overrun the play. That time Todd Pinkston just dropped it.
Carl Williams back for the Buccaneers, and the veteran Sean Landeta will kick it away. Eagles have two of the best kickers in the NFL, and here is Williams inside the 20 with a burst of speed, and Carl Williams tackled at about the 33-yard line by Sean Barber. So nearly 3 minutes gone by in the first quarter, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on offense, and this group will have to do a pretty good job of protecting Brad Johnson. Michael Pittman and Mike Allstott, a contrast in backs up front. Keyshawn Johnson, Keenan McCardell are the wide receivers, and Ken Tilger is the tight end. Buccaneers and Brad Johnson not quite getting the feel yet for Jon Gruden's offense, but they feel they're getting there. From the 34, first down, and chasing Johnson, and the pass is incomplete. He's trying to go to Mike Allstott, and he is out of bounds, bringing up second down and 10. The Philadelphia Eagles defense, and they're not that far behind the Buccaneers. Hugh Douglas, their main pass rusher. Corey Simon returns to the starting lineup after missing 2 games. Levon Kirkland, taken out of the Jacksonville game, returns as the starter at middle linebacker, and an excellent group of defensive backs. Second and 10 for the Buccaneers.
Gone.
And the swing pass to Allstott, and the ball is jarred away, and chasing it, and the Eagles will pick it up. Barry Gardner has it. So the officials rule that it was a completed pass to Allstott, who fumbled it, and Gardner will give the Eagles tremendous field position inside the 20.
Well, for Mike Allstott, this has always been the knock against him. His inability to hold on to the football. He's fumbled the ball in so many key situations here early in the ball game against a defense like the Philadelphia Eagles. It just kills your football team. This likely is going to be one of those 17-10 kind of games. You just can't give Donovan McNabb and the Philadelphia Eagles this kind of field position early on.
Well, obviously, this is the last thing that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wanted to have happen to them. You saw in their first 2 offensive plays, they wanted to be conservative. I'm a little surprised that they did not come out, run the ball the first 2 downs. They know how critical it is to stay out of long down situations. That's part of the reason why they threw such short patterns. And then they get the turnover here. This play here is going to be challenged, however.
Yeah, Jon Gruden is going to challenge this one, and that's a smart move. It was Bobby Taylor who put the hit on Mike Allstott, forcing the fumble. And you're going to challenge anything, I would think, Chris, when the Eagles will have a first down inside the 14.
All right, now if you catch the football, you have to get both feet down and then make another move related to football. No question about it. That's a fumble all the way. It won't even be close. Once he gets his hands on the ball, 2 feet down, now makes a move, and the ball is knocked out of his hands.
And the worst thing for Jon Gruden is that he loses a timeout, Troy, so it's a wise challenge, even though it looks, from all the replays, as if Allstott did indeed fumble.
Yeah, it looks like he did, in fact, fumble, and if that happened, then you're right, he'll lose a timeout, which right now is the least of his concerns as opposed to trying to get the football back. But I think what we're going to see today is 2 outstanding defensive football teams, and it's really going to come down to which offense is able to control the line of scrimmage and not make the bad plays. I mean, it's a game of field position. Anytime you got 2 teams that are matched up like this, Tampa Bay had an opportunity right there after the kickoff return, or the punt return, with good field position. Now they give it right back because of the turnover. The Philadelphia Eagles are sitting here real well.
And the referee, Ron Winter, taking a long look at this, and of course now, Chris, this puts in jeopardy the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' enviable statistic, they have not allowed an offensive touchdown on the road all year. But Ron Winters will give us his verdict. Andy Reid and Jon Gruden, who were assistant coaches in Green Bay for several years in the early 90s, respect and know each other very well. Here's Winters.
After review, the receiver possessed the ball, had 2 feet down. The third foot was coming to the ground. The ball was knocked loose by the defender. That's a catch and a fumble. The ball belongs to Philadelphia, first down. Tampa Bay is charged with a timeout.
And the issue Mike Alstott always has is that elbow has a tendency to fly out when he's going to make a move. And it gives the defenders a chance to punch the football out. You can see how strong he is. He's a big, huge, physical guy. But anytime that elbow flies out, it allows the defender to come in and simply punch it right through the gap.
So the Eagles, with a big defensive play, have the ball on the Bucs 14. First down, Deuce Staley for a couple up the middle. It is very hard to score on this Tampa Bay team, but they have their backs to their proverbial wall here early in this game.
Well, there's no question, and this is going to be the challenge now for this Eagles offense, is if, with great field position, if they're able to take the ball into the end zone and get a touchdown. Obviously, right now, Tampa Bay defensively, the only thing they're wanting to get out of this is a field goal.
And that would be a win for the Tampa Bay defense, without question. Second down and 9. Swing pass to Dorsey Levens. And Levens trying to break the tackle of Rondé Barber and picking up 5 yards in the process, bringing up third down and long.
One of the problems when you play the Tampa Bay defense is that you just have to do things faster than you're normally doing them. You see McNabb getting back in the pocket. They're doing a nice job maintaining their lanes, coming straight up the field against them, but they're forced to throw the ball out of there a little bit quicker than what they're used to.
If there's such a thing as a big third down play early in the game, this would be it. And the Buccaneers packing the line, and the quick pass, it's deflected, trying to get it to Todd Pinkston, but it was deflected by Simeon Rice, and bringing up fourth down, and the Eagles will have to settle for 3.
Yeah, and that's not surprising at all. You watch 97, Simeon Rice right there. He's a big, lanky guy, defensive end, and he's done a great job all season long of being able to get his hands on balls. That's actually his 8th pass that's been defense. He's even got an interception on the season. He's done a great job of putting himself around the football.
David Akers attempting a 30-yard field goal. And Akers' kick is good, and the Eagles will take a 3-0 lead. But it's a kind of a bittersweet lead as Philadelphia hoped to get 6. And it was Taylor who made the crunching hit on Alstott, who's looking to make amends. So early here in this first quarter, the Eagles on Akers' field goal leading 3-0. Well, October's magical matchups continue tonight with Game 2 of the World Series in Anaheim. The Giants will try to take a 2-0 lead when they send Russ Ortiz to the mound, while the Angels try to even the series as they counter with Kevin Appier. The World Series continues tonight on Fox. Game 2 at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Joe Buck and Tim McCarver are out in Anaheim for Game 2.
Now, I know from watching the broadcast last night that you're not allowed to show the rally monkey until the 6th inning. Is that right?
That's the rule.
But Troy brought his rally monkey today. He's a big Angels fan. And so does that mean what, till like the middle of the 3rd quarter, or how would that go?
Well, I've given a lot of thought to this, and I think that the rally monkey makes its appearance in the 4th quarter.
Right.
It's what I think is only appropriate. I think to me that equates to the 7th inning in baseball, and they need the rally monkey today.
All right.
There's the Eagles scoring drive. Akers' 30-yard field goal giving Philadelphia the lead, and he'll be kicking off. Aaron Stecker and Dwight Smith go back deep for the Buccaneers. Dwight Smith turns the corner, and Dwight Smith gets an extra 17 yards and goes out of bounds after a terrific return. And right now for a game break, once again, here's JB, James Brown.
Hey, Dick, Miami had beaten Buffalo 4 straight, but Buffalo's defense forced 6 turnovers, and then Drew Bledsoe having an outstanding year, hooks up with Eric Moe, 70 yards to pay dirt, and it was Buffalo upending Miami by 13. Back to Dick, Troy, and Chris.
Now, I thought Jimmy Johnson said that Ray Lucas was going to be huge today and have a big ball game against Buffalo.
I guess Jimmy was wrong, huh?
You are what your record is. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line, and here is Allstott. Allstott coming off a big game last week for the Bucs when he gained 126 yards and scored 2 touchdowns. He gets 3 yards with Barry Gardner, the middle linebacker, making the tackle. And this was Allstott's fine outing last week.
Yeah, he had a great outing in the second half of last week's ball game. And I like what Jon Gruden did right there. The last time he had the ball in his hands, he fumbles it, come right back the next possession, first play, give him the ball, let him run with it.
2nd and 7, 2 tight end alignment with Ricky Dudley in there as well. And with good protection, throwing the ball away. You can protect for only so long, as Paul Grasmanis and Corey Simon finally got to Brad Johnson.
And they are so happy to have Corey Simon, number 90, back in the lineup again, working on this pass rush for Brad Johnson. A very dangerous situation. Paul Grasmanis literally falls right on the back of his knees and ankles, but that's the kind of pressure that Brad Johnson has been under all season long.
Hugh Douglas out the last 2 plays has come in for the pass rush on 3rd and 7. Nearly falling down as he goes back is Brad Johnson, and he completes the pass to Joe Jurevicius, the former New York Giant, and the reliable 3rd down receiver gives the Buccaneers a 13-yard gain and a 1st down close to midfield.
Well, the one thing Jon Gruden did not want this team to get into was 3rd and long situations, but you see here Brad Johnson does a great job of sliding, giving himself some room, finding Joe Jurevicius. And Joe Jurevicius is a big, strong guy. He's with the Giants last year. He's got some real ability, had a good year last year, and you see right there, you know, nothing exceptional as far as the route running, but because of his size, he gives Brad Johnson a big target to throw the football.
And he did a good job of beating Ike Reese to the middle of the field. 1st down, and the first carry of the day for Michael Pittman, and he picks up 2 yards and getting to midfield. Hugh Douglas and Brandon Whiting on the tackle. Pittman on the receiving end had a big play last week for the Buccaneers, gaining 64 yards on the first possession.
And we were talking with Jon Gruden last night and saying, you know, the running back controversy, Allstott, Pittman, everything going on. He said, hey, all these guys have their own football cards. They all have their own incentive clauses. They all want the ball, but we're going to try and mix it up a little bit.
2nd down and 8, and the pitch going to Pittman. And Pittman drives his way into Eagle territory, picking up 3 yards. Carlos Emmons making the tackle. It'll be 3rd down.
And Mike Pittman, that really is what I expected him to come out and do in the first series. Instead, they got the ball there to Mike Allstott. But Michael Pittman is a very strong, powerful runner. He can do a lot of things. He's got great speed. I really feel like he's going to get a heavy dose of the carries in this ball game.
3rd down and 5 on the Eagle 47. McCardell going in motion to the right. He's covered well. And they're trying to get it to Keyshawn Johnson, but the nickel cornerback, Al Harris, was with him all the way. There was some contact, but incidental as it is. And 4th down coming up for Tampa Bay.
That was an opportunity for Keyshawn Johnson to pick up the 1st down right there. All he had to do was jump into Al Harris, literally run right into him, and he would have gotten the pass interference call. By going for the football there and getting it deflected, he cost his team a 1st down.
Tom Tupa. And the penalty flags are down. And it was
timeout. Philadelphia.
Before the snap, the Eagles calling a timeout. And Andy Reid's probably wondering why the timeout was called. We'll be right back.
got our new one this morning. Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by October 24th.
You are now free to move about the country.
My family got a digital camera for Christmas, and we took all the pictures of everybody unwrapping gifts and, you know, holding up sweaters and everything. And my dad has a PC, and he plugs the camera in, and it comes up, and it's like, ah! So he gets on the internet and starts downloading things for about an hour. Who wants to sit on Christmas afternoon and download Windows drivers? On my PowerBook, I just took the camera and put a cord from the camera to the computer, and it automatically downloaded all the pictures. My name is Janie Porsche, and I saved Christmas.
Got the long weekend. We're leaving early.
This is good. A little luck, we'll be there by noon. Latest. Thanks. Ooh, backseat. We'll be the only car on the road. You ready?
Let's go.
This is gonna be great.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37.
Take a look at that last play, and Brad Johnson on the right-hand side, and he's looking to his right. He comes back to Keyshawn, who was his third receiver. Chris was right. If Keyshawn goes up, he may get the pass interference, but if Brad gets the ball down the field, it could have been a touchdown.
Tom Tupa looking to keep the ball inside the 20. The fair catch called for, and the Buccaneers will down it at the 5-yard line. Dwight Smith with a terrific play for the Tampa Bay coverage team. And the Eagles will have a long way to go when we come back to Philadelphia.
Dude, I haven't seen him. He was supposed to be here an hour ago.
Can anyone here play the bass?
Oh. Is there a bass player in the house?
Jack Daniel's Original Hard Cola, a premium malt beverage as unique as the people who drink it. Come as you are.
Taco Bell's grilled steak taco tastes so authentic, you may exhibit carne asada bravado.
Carne asada steak tacos, ladies?
Yeah.
It's an old family recipe.
Really?
Yeah. I did. I made it myself. I thought he was Irish. Shh. He's on a roll.
The grilled steak taco. Tender slices of steak marinated in Mexican spices and grilled to perfection. For a taste that's irresistible. For authentic carne asada steak, think outside the bun.
Seafood, hurry up. I'm hungry.
You are not going to believe what I'm looking at.
Got any gummy bears?
What's ever on the shelf there, Chief?
Can't even tell you.
You don't have to tell her. You can show her. It's PCS Vision from Sprint. They built the largest all PCS enhanced nationwide network. So now your phone can do more than ever.
And I can send it to her. That's unreal.
That'd be my word for it.
Introducing PCS Vision from Sprint. Clearly, a whole new way to look at wireless.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers. By Visa, it's everywhere NFL fans want to be. By Sprint, introducing PCS Vision. Clearly a whole new way to look at wireless. And by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up.
Center City, Philadelphia, that's Broad Street, and the Eagles have a not-so-broad 3-0 lead here in the first quarter as they start from the 5-yard line. Hand off to Deuce Staley, and a good run out of trouble for Staley, picking up 7.
Well, John Welborn now in there at guard right here. Doing a pretty nice job against Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp gets so wide in that technique, you always think he's coming up the field. That time, the inside stunt, and Welborn just simply ran him right past the hole, and Deuce Staley did a nice job finding it.
And you might add, the last 2 meetings that these two teams have had, John Welborn's done a very nice job against Warren Sapp.
Second down and 3. Dorsey Levin's in there, but it's a pass to Thrash, and he reverses direction and gets the first down plus. So it's Brian Kelly who got left in his tracks by James Thrash, who ends up with a 12-yard gain.
James Thrash in his second season in this offense, which has allowed him to play with a lot more confidence and aggressiveness. And you see the move that he makes right there on Brian Kelly. He's an exceptional athlete, one of the hardest working guys on the football team, and does a nice job there.
4 touchdown catches for Thrash, and the handoff is to Cecil Martin, and Martin will lose a yard on first down as we check in once again with James Brown for a game break.
Hey, Dick, to show you how overtime was forced between Chicago and Detroit, Jason Hansen, with 5 seconds left, boots that 24-yarder. Detroit has the ball now at midfield NOT. Out of the eye, the deep back, Amon Green against Washington. Burst 24 yards to pay dirt. Green Bay on top of Washington by 4. Back to Dick, Troy, and Chris.
Well, it was Troy last week who thought that Amon Green is the best running back in the league right now and showed why. And the pass thrown out of bounds. Good pass rush on McNabb on second down and 10 with Ellis Wims putting the pressure on. Very versatile and deep defensive line for Tampa Bay. That's Monty Kiffin, who was rewarded on Friday with a new contract extension, keeping everything intact.
And I think we're seeing a little different style out of Monty Kiffin this year. A little more on the blitzing, a little more man coverage. This looks like maybe he trusts these cornerbacks a little bit more this year than he has in the past.
Eagles bring in Brian Westbrook, their rookie from Villanova, impressive in preseason. McNabb looking to get away, and it's knocked down. And the fumble, and the Buccaneers pick it up, and it's Derek Brooks. That's his 4th touchdown of the year. 3 on interceptions, this one on a fumble recovery. And the Tampa Bay defense making an impact here in the first quarter.
They don't even need an offense, Troy. They just win games by themselves.
They've scored more touchdowns defensively than they've given up as a defense. This is unbelievable. Simeon Rice going against Trey Thomas. He had the same sack last season in the playoff. Donovan tries to buy more time. Simeon comes in, tomahawks the ball out of his hands, and they get it back to Derek Brooks. And another touchdown for Derek Brooks, his 4th of the year.
And how about Simeon Rice, who played on the same high school at Mount Carmel in Illinois, in Chicago, as Grammatica kicks the extra point, setting it up for Derek Brooks. So Simeon Rice knocking the ball away from his little brother, as he calls Donovan McNabb, and the Buccaneers defense gives them a 7-3 lead.
To Phoenix on just one tank. The fuel-efficient Golf TDI.
I am Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I'm Emmett Smith.
I am Emmett Smith.
I am Emmett Smith. No, really, I am.
Worried that the you shopping online isn't really you? That's why there's Verified by Visa, a security service that helps protect Visa cards from unauthorized online use with a personal password. This service is only available on select Visa cards issued by participating financial institutions.
I am Emmett Smith.
Please.
To learn more and to check if your card is eligible for this service, go to visa.com/verified.
Try the NFL XL deal from Pizza Hut and Pepsi. Get a free 2-liter Pepsi when you buy an extra large pizza for only $8.99. Only available this season on Sundays and Mondays, so call today. Only at Pizza Hut. You make the call. We'll deliver the deal.
Why do I rent from Enterprise? For more cargo room. More people room. Or more headroom. Enterprise. So easy it's like having a second car. Or third.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
In one day, school is back in session.
Stay out of my home life, Mr. Sennett.
And all hell is about to break loose.
It is never up to a teacher to conceal the truth.
The new season of Boston Public premieres at 8/7 Central tomorrow on Fox.
Former high school teammates. Donovan McNabb was a sophomore at Mount Carmel High School in Chicago, and Simeon Rice was a senior. They were very close in high school, maybe too close for comfort for McNabb on that last play as Derek Brooks runs in the fumble for the score. Ryan Mitchell still going. Remember, he had a 100-yard kickoff return against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a losing cause when he was with the Redskins several years ago. Brings this back 45 yards and good field position for the Eagles. Trying to come back in a 7-3 game led by Tampa Bay.
Empty. Maybe some other soda, but this here is new Red Fusion from Dr. Pepper. It's like oxygen on Mars. You don't waste this stuff. You think I'm playing? Try it. We'll see who's playing. Red Fusion. Who's your soda?
This Halloween,
It's an ocean liner.
the ship that went through hell has come to take you back. Ghost Ship, rated R, starts Friday.
It's a new thing for me, so I'm easing into it. I just switched about 3 months ago. I've been working on Windows for 10 years. I've been working on Unix for 7, and I've hated Macs my entire life. The new Mac OS is the bomb. I never thought I'd say that either. Everybody in my office is like flabbergasted. My OS 10 has never crashed once. I'm really impressed that they finally decided to make a, jump into the future with a modern operating system. I got one computer. I do it all on my Mac. My name is Gianni Jacklone, and I'm an IT director.
How's it going back there?
He doesn't look too good.
Right or left?
Right. Look at me. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. Here we go.
Why can't we just have a cat?
When That 70 Show returns,
I'm pregnant.
Kitty drops a bombshell.
God, no. I mean, Reid.
And Kelso discovers Hyde and Jackie's secret love.
What's wrong with this thing?
On an hour of That 70 Show.
Now, Hyde's really dead.
All new Tuesday, October 29th on Fox.
Ryan Mitchell catching his breath after a 45-yard kickoff return, giving the Eagles field position on their own 48-yard line. First down. Gone. And the pass is intercepted. Brian Kelly bringing it back, directing traffic. And Kelly tackled by Pinkston as about 6 penalty flags fly. As Kelly tackled by the wide receiver at the 42-yard line of Philadelphia. And once again, Donovan McNabb under siege by that incredible Tampa Bay defense.
Tell you what, Greg Spires just planted Donovan McNabb that time, and the story clearly of this first quarter is the offensive line of the Eagles just can't handle these guys.
Well, we talked about it coming into the ball game, how important it was going to be for this offensive line of the Eagles to play well, and 19 sacks, not all of them the offensive line's fault, but you take a look here, Greg Spires coming off the edge. Donovan is looking for Chad Lewis to run a corner route. He gets pounded just as he's getting rid of the football.
Just so everybody knows, this penalty is going against Tampa Bay, but it was on the run back, so they will retain possession of the football.
It was an illegal block. And here it is. The illegal block.
On interception returns, you're not allowed to block below the waist. Good call by the officials.
So Brian Kelly with the interception and then giving up the yardage back to the 37-yard line of Tampa Bay. And now Grant Johnson calls a timeout, so counting the challenge that went by the boards earlier by Jon Gruden, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have only one timeout remaining. But the Bucs lead it 7-3 here in the first quarter.
Mr. Stevens? Yeah. Got you down for over 130 channels, $39.99 a month.
Right. So
every channel's digital quality. There's access to 31 premium movie channels, 60 pay-per-view movie titles a month.
great. So that can go on the back of the roof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. So go ahead and pull around back.
You work for the cable company, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why settle for cable? Get a 2-room DirecTV system with installation for under $50.
I love playing two-hand touch, eating way too much, watching my team win with the Twins. I love quarterbacks eating dirt, pom-poms and short skirts, fans who won't quit, and those Twins. And I love you too. Here's the football.
Gehrig's farewell speech. Selfless. Robinson's rookie year. Fearless. Fisk's game winner. Timeless. Our pastime. Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Devoted fan of Major League Baseball and its most memorable moments.
There's an easier way to get the gear the pros wear. Call 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
So far, the story of this game is the Tampa Bay defense, and I know that the Bucs feel that this is their first real big test of the year, guys.
Well, so far they've met it. You know, I mean, just when you think they can't do anything more defensively, here they get the turnover, and Brooks runs it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so far we've got the Bucs defense with 7 points and the Eagles defense with 3 points.
From the 37-yard line, they lost 21 as a result of that penalty. Here is Brad Johnson getting rid of it, and the pass incomplete. Intended for Michael Pittman, and Brandon Whiting was chasing Brad Johnson, not the most mobile quarterback around, and that's why protection will be critical today for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and talking with Jon Gruden last night, he said that one of the things that he looks at the end of each ball game is he doesn't like wasting plays. He said sometimes there's 5 or 6 plays in a game that are just wasted. I think when he goes back and looks at the film on Monday, that one right there was a wasted play.
2nd and 10. Here Douglas putting on the rush, the pass to Allstott, and Allstott is wrestled down, but a loss of 2 yards on the play. Darwin Walker.
Well, I tell you what, this is the 2nd game in a row we've watched that Hugh Douglas has just been a nightmare. Here he's a nightmare because nobody blocked him. I guess Mike Allstott sort of kind of tried, but they had the screen on over here. But in the game we saw against Jacksonville, he was unblockable. Then Carlos Evans came in and disrupted the play enough for everybody to come on and make a game tackle.
Well, this is what Jon Gruden didn't want to see. 3rd down and long. 3rd and 12. Jim Johnson's defense blitzing, and they're coming on, and the pass caught by McCardell, but it'll be way, way short of a first down. Blaine Bishop coming in, and they send everyone at different times from different places, and it works for him.
Well, that's right. Jim Johnson right there, defensive coordinator. That's why Jon Gruden didn't want to get into 3rd and long situations. They bring blitzes from all kinds of places, different personnel packages. You see right there, they make them get rid of the football early.
Tom Tupa and wobbly kick, and Brian Mitchell returning, and Mitchell turns the corner, and Mitchell again will give the Eagles terrific field position. Todd Yoder making the tackle, a 17-yard punt return for Mitchell. Last time the Eagles had golden field position, they coughed it up on the interception.
You know, Troy, this game might come down to which offense makes the fewest mistakes. I mean, really, against both of these defenses, you're not going to get much going on the offensive side. And so far, we've seen that as long as the offense just punts the football, it's a pretty good drive.
1st and 10 on the Eagle 42, and they hand it on the end around to Thrash, but the Buccaneers are there. 4 white shirts come storming in, and a loss of 5 yards led by Dexter Jackson, the free safety.
Well, one of the things that the Buccaneer defense is doing so well this year is that they're just swarming the ball carry. Wherever the ball is, you've got 7, 8, 9 guys pursuing and getting there, and that's what they did not do very well last year. You take a look at it right here. Rondé Barber fights off the block. He's able to get to the carrier. You watch him right here, Rondé Barber, number 20, and he gets there, disrupts it. He's got some help from the rest of his teammates, and that's what they've done so well this season.
2nd and 15, Dorsey Levens, who spent 8 years with the Green Bay Packers, getting 3 of those yards back. Derek Brooks making the tackle with under 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. The Buccaneers lead the Eagles 7-3. Tampa Bay looking for their 6th straight victory after their opening week loss to New Orleans.
Well, and you can tell you're in Philadelphia. It didn't even get to the end of the first quarter. We heard the boo birds coming out for running the football, but sometimes you have to do that just to keep your quarterback alive.
Yeah, they've been on the Eagles for not running it enough.
And the pitch to Levens. Levens diving to the 46-yard line, and now you'll hear the boos. Can't be about the weather, guys. We got 60 degrees. The sun is still out. No wind at all, so they must be booing the Eagles right now.
Well, I think it goes back to what Chris said, is that this game is going to be a game of defense, and it's going to be a game of field position and a game of third downs. And so when you're in a situation where you don't think realistically you can pick up the third down, they're going to play field position. That's what Andy Reid did there by running the football on third down, trying to pin Tampa offensively back down in their own area of the field.
Sean Landeta angling his kick. And Carl Williams, who had a couple of big punt returns last week, and Landeta, still one of the very best, kicks it out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. As we pointed out, these teams are no strangers. They've been in the wild card game. 2 years ago, McNabb leading the Eagles to a 21-3 victory. And then last year, it was McNabb again with 2 touchdown passes. And the Eagles won it 31-9, and playing a great defensive game as they intercepted Brad Johnson 4 times. So the last 2 years in the playoffs, the Eagles have outscored the Bucs to the tune of 52-12.
What Keyshawn Johnson told us last night, asked him about the playoffs, he said, hey, we just laid down. He wasn't very proud at all of what they did.
Yeah, and it didn't take Keyshawn to tell anybody to know that happened.
Tampa Bay on the 9. On the ground. All stop. And right now for a game break, let's check in again with James Brown.
Hey, Dick, the Jasons were at it after Jason Hanson kicked the Lions into overtime. He wins it in overtime with that 48-yard field goal. Lions pick up their 2nd victory of the season. Then Denver fought all the way back to tie it up, and Jason Elam's 25-yarder wins it for Denver. Hey, Chris, Jimmy Johnson said he predicted the Super Bowl outcomes of Cincinnati-San Francisco right, though. Back to you guys.
Here's the NFC North standings. And under a lot of pressure was Brad Johnson, and he had to get rid of it. Darwin Walker putting on great pressure on Brad Johnson, bringing up 3rd down and 10 inside the 10.
Well, and you watch Darwin Walker, and he's a guy who Jimmy Johnson said at the beginning of the season he was going to determine the success of this defensive front. He's had an outstanding season up to this point. Not only has he been playing the run, but he's also been able to get pressure on the passer, just like he did there.
And the pitch going to Pittman. And a big play made by Blaine Bishop, the veteran safety, formerly with the Tennessee Titans and the Houston Oilers, holding Pittman for 3 yards, and a Eagle defender is down, and it's Corey Simon, who's just coming back after missing 2 games with a high ankle sprain. He played the season opener and then got hurt in week 2.
Yeah, and it looks like that might be what's bothering him again, is that high ankle sprain, and those are a real nagging injury, and it's just very hard to overcome those, and you're not going to overcome them in just 2 weeks. And by the looks of that right there, it's something that's still giving them some problems.
Yeah, I talked with Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator, on the field before the game, and he said, you talk about how important one guy can be. This Corey Simon just understands the game of football. He knows when the screens are coming. He knows when the draws are going to be there. It looks like he got leg whipped on the backside of that thing by Kenyatta Walker. This is a major blow for this Eagles defense.
Got to remember that they lost Hollis Thomas, a fine run defender earlier, and here is that play again.
Well, it looks like he might have just stepped on it. Stepped on a foot, stepped on it wrong. I mean, any wrong movement when you got a high ankle sprain like that is going to flare that thing back up. And they weren't real sure that he was even going to play in this ball game until late in the week. And he'll be replaced by Paul Grasmanis. And Paul's been playing the last couple of weeks and has done a nice job for this team.
Ryan Mitchell is back. Tom Tupa kicking from the end zone. A new long snapper for the Buccaneers, Ryan Benjamin. They haven't been happy with their kick snaps, and a beautiful punt by Tupa, and Brian Mitchell is stopped in his tracks by Corey Ivy. A tremendous coverage play by Corey Ivy of the Buccaneers. So no return after a 51-yard punt by Tom Tupa.
Corey Ivy's been doing a tremendous job all season long, just outruns Al Harris and then goes low down there. We see so many guys that are out there trying to cover the kicks that want to go head up and get the big hit. He just made sure he got Brian Mitchell on the ground. Perfect tackle.
35 seconds remain in the first quarter. Buccaneers lead 7-3, and Deuce Staley with the carry, picking up nearly 5 yards as we check in for the first time, but not the last today, with Pam Oliver.
You got that right, Dick. Andy Reid, really concerned about the way things are going offensively. On the last couple of possessions after the offense has walked off the field, he was sure to go over to the offensive linemen, the receivers, and to Donovan McNabb to pat them on the back to keep their spirits up and keep them encouraged. Back to you.
You got to do that, Pam. It's only 7-3, but the Eagles average 33 points a game, leading the NFC, and they have no offensive points other than the field goal. That is the end of the first quarter with the score. The Buccaneers 7, the Eagles 3, and the NFL on Fox will continue after these messages.
Introducing 3 grilled favorites on one sizzling skillet. Chili's new fajita trio. Marinated chicken fajitas, spicy shrimp, and barbecued ribs.
Chili's.
You're watching October's Magical Matchups on Fox.
Sam, I'm at the airport.
Hey, welcome back, pal.
You remember that conversation we had?
I sure do, buddy. Which conversation was that?
The one where I said I don't do any ads.
No ads. I really got to start writing things down.
Sam, that's the only one, right?
Absolutely. That's it. It was a one-shot deal.
Sam.
There might be 1 or 2 buses. Maybe.
I'm Johnny Carrabba.
I'm Damien.
I don't know if Damien knew what he was doing at the time, but I mean, he put our kitchen right in the middle of the dining room.
Sure.
Yeah.
We wanted the kitchen to be out in front of the customers. We wanted you to feel like you were in our kitchen at our house. Benito just made us a pizza. Is that beautiful?
When you grow up Italian, everything revolves around the kitchen.
Everything beyond the kitchen was, you never went in there. You weren't allowed in there.
That's what we used to do growing up. And we would just sit at this counter.
Laughing, and everybody's talking at one time.
At Carrabba's Italian Grill, it's not your typical Italian.
Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
Plummer and the Cardinals clash with Owens and the Niners. October's Magical Matchups next week on Fox.
Back at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia as we start the second quarter. Not too much to talk about yardage-wise, but nothing we didn't anticipate, guys.
Well, that's exactly right. And you can throw stats out the window for this game. Both teams knew going against great defensive football teams. They're just playing the field position game at this point.
Eagles with a 2nd down and 5 on their 42. Handoff to Deuce Staley. He'll be shortened by about 4 yards. And another 3rd down coming up for Philadelphia. Dick Stockton with Troy Aikman, Chris Collinsworth, and Pam Oliver here.
Watch Booger McFarland right here. You talk about a guy that has just really improved his game over the last couple years. So much more discipline, allows Warren Sapp to run around and make some of the great plays that he does. But he has become the anchor in the middle of that defense. Such a cornerstone now for the Bucs.
Donovan McNabb is yet to rush. Dorsey Levens is lined up in the slot on third down, and here is Thrash. And the pass thrown way over his head, covered by Dwight Smith, and the Eagles will have to kick again.
Yeah, and boy, Philadelphia had a real opportunity there. Not often against this Tampa Bay defense are you going to get all-out man press across the board, and James Thrash there matched up with Dwight Smith, and they weren't able to take advantage of it.
And remember, Dwight Smith was the guy they wanted to go against in the nickel.
Carl Williams letting that ball sail over his head, and it sails into the end zone for a touchback. So far, Tampa Bay's defense has been the story of the game. They have held Donovan McNabb at bay. We'll be right back. And now a penalty flag has been tossed up about the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offensive unit coming back on the field. And a hold against Tampa Bay on a ball that was not returned.
Well, it has been the Eagles' special teams that have been so bad early in the year.
Holding. Number 35 of the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Here is Corey Ivy, who made a fine special teams play before. Now he cost the Buccaneers yardage.
Wherever you choose to travel in the totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, and no matter how unfriendly the traffic gets, you will be surrounded by the protection of dual front airbags, plus the only safety canopy system available in a full-size SUV. The totally new 2003 Ford Expedition, because safety should have no boundaries.
Gina? You know, when I was first hired, we didn't have all these fancy integrated systems. Our sales program wasn't even linked with accounting. Warehouse platform in Chicago wasn't linked to anything, not even shipping. Back then, orders took days. Now they just take hours.
Wow, how long have you been working here?
Couple of months now.
When software quickly connects all your business systems, that's 1 degree of separation. That's business with .NET from Microsoft.
$100,000 reams of paper, 2.5 million overnight packages, 5.7 million gallons of gas every day. Shouldn't small business get a break for buying in bulk? With Open, the small business network, you can save on the things you already buy when you buy them with the American Express business card.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Ford. No boundaries. By Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time. By Microsoft, providing software for the agile business. And by DirecTV, movies, music, and exclusive sports from the leader in digital satellite entertainment.
First down from the 10. And the pass might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage from Brad Johnson. Corey Simon re-aggravating his high ankle sprain, replaced by Paul Grassmanis at defensive tackle.
And Darwin Walker again, he's already gotten pressure on Brad at times, and now he's able to knock that ball there. He's really elevated his game this season.
Wasn't a big favorite in this town for a while. Now they love him. 2nd and 10. And Johnson passing to the tight end, Ken Dilger. And Dilger out of bounds. Still needing about 6 yards, though, the Buccaneers for a first down. Dawkins and Vincent on the play. So Tampa Bay now facing a third down. And Buccaneers first 4 possessions, 3 punts and a fumble, but they're in front, 7-3.
And what did Jon Gruden tell us? That if we're 3rd and 7 all day, we might as well just get on the bus and go home. Well, they've been 3rd and 7 all day.
MD Kalu, pass rusher off the bench, is in the game. Short drop, and Brad Johnson's pass, and it's knocked down by Bobby Taylor, intended for Keyshawn Johnson. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Buccaneers. And a flag is down at the 20. And it's called against the Eagles.
Number 21, defense. Penalized at the spot of the foul. And a 1st down.
Yeah, we were talking with Bobby Taylor yesterday. He said he likes playing against big physical receivers because that's how he feels that he plays. He got a little physical there. He got his arm wrapped around his waist there, and that's where they drew the flag.
They were doing a dance out there, Chris. He was holding on for dear life.
Unless they called holding, that was not pass interference. He did grab the jersey early on.
Keyshawn Johnson shut out so far, but the Buccaneers have a 1st down on the 19. And the pass thrown underneath to Keyshawn Johnson. His first catch of the day for a minimal gain of only 3.
Well, and I can tell you that you have got to be able to, at some point, stretch this defense. Philadelphia will feed if you're only going to throw 5-7-yard routes. And you watch Brad Johnson, he is looking for Keyshawn Johnson most of the time. That's his first choice where he wants to go with the football. Keyshawn Johnson running the drag route right there. But you can feel right now this Eagle defense starting to collapse a little bit because of the fact that the Bucs offense has not been able to spread them out.
2nd down and 6. Big handoff to Pittman, and the pass to Keyshawn Johnson, and Johnson holds on for the 1st down at the 40-yard line. A 17-yard gain, and the longest pass play or running play of the day for the Buccaneers.
Well, and that's what I was talking about, is that they're finally able to get the ball down the field. But you watch here the blocking on Hugh Douglas. They've got 2 guys blocking on him there, and Brad's able to get the ball out. Keyshawn Johnson running a square-in route. Brian Dawkins there to defend him, but nice job, Brad, getting rid of the ball on time, and Keyshawn being where he needed to be.
Bucs trying to get a better feel for Jon Gruden's offense. They have a 1st down on the 39, and the pass to the tight end, Ken Dilger, and he has run out of bounds. Not much they get on that one, just 5 yards, but moving the sticks considering they started from their own 10.
I tell you, I've really been impressed with Brad Johnson in this ball game. He is under siege back there. The guy never flinches, though. Gruden telling us last night, let's face it, guys, he's not going to win any punt, pass, and kick competitions. He's not going to beat anybody in the 40-yard dash, but he's tough. He hangs in there. He doesn't make the big mistakes, and that's why he's a starting quarterback for Jon Gruden.
He outperformed all the others in preseason, and he loves to compete. He is Jon Gruden's kind of quarterback. 2nd and 5, and the pitch to Pittman, and Michael Pittman driving toward the sticks, fumbles the ball. And it appears, without a signal, that Kerry Jenkins recovers for Tampa Bay, their left guard, and they will still be short of the 1st down by a yard.
Yeah, they're running there at Hugh Douglas. You can see the attention that he's getting. And Pittman right here, I thought this was his best run. He bursted up into the hole. He's just got to hang on to the football. And I think that you see Warren Sapp there on the sidelines yelling out on the field. I think that's what he's telling them. The defense does not need to be put in bad field position again.
3rd down and 1. Rolling out, Johnson, and Brad Johnson dives. The Eagle coverage was brilliant. Carlos Evans coming over to meet Brad Johnson to prevent him from getting to the sticks. And it is 4th down, and the Buccaneers will have to kick, and Evans saved the 1st down.
Terrific coverage in the secondary back here, and really Blaine Bishop was the guy, their safety, that ended up coming across the field and not being fooled on the play action. So easy on 3rd and 1 to get sucked up and miss this play, but Blaine Bishop all over it.
So the Eagles hold in what is turning into be a defensive battle. Tom Tupa kicking. Brian Mitchell back down, and he will fall on it inside the 15-yard line, and that's where the Eagles will have to start. Bobby Taylor had touched the ball, so Mitchell had to jump on it in a hurry.
iPhoto is my favorite program because I can select all the pictures, I can make a book out of it, design the pages, add copy to it. This is the book I ordered from iPhoto through Apple. I just did this one night from my Mac. My favorite picture of Tanya. It's so simple and logical. I don't know why people out there with so many millions of dollars of research can't produce a simple thing like iPhoto, which Apple has done. Nobody does that in the PC world. That's why I switched to Apple. My name is Gautam Godse, and I'm a software projects manager.
Danny sets me up on this blind date with this girl, Angela, and I'm thinking she's a little shy. She gets up and starts shaking it right in front of the table. So she says, take me to Vegas. We're having the time of our lives. It's kind of getting hot, kind of getting dirty. She's got this sexy tattoo with a knife piercing her heart.
Wait a minute. Angela?
Thank you. Yeah.
That's my sister.
Life is best told over a great-tasting Miller Lite at a place called Miller Time.
That's so funny.
Agent Alex Scott will be given his most dangerous assignment yet.
You're working with a civilian.
Sexual healing, baby.
Ooh, boy.
Columbia Pictures presents Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
You're gonna be definitely charming. I'm gonna tell you how you're gonna do it. Owen Wilson.
I need sexual healing.
I Spy. We did our best. There's no shame in that. Kelly Robinson's rap works. Get back in there. Rated PG-13. In theaters everywhere November 1st.
Last year, one series rewrote every rule of television suspense.
Who are you working for?
This season, 24 will break them all over again.
Get out of Los Angeles now.
24, the season premiere. Presented without commercial interruption by Ford. Tuesday, October 29th on Fox.
Hugh Douglas coming into the game leading the Eagles in sacks with 4. And it has been a grueling defensive game already, and we have yet to play 5 minutes of the second quarter. The Bucs lead 7-3 on first down. Donovan McNabb pass tipped away off the hands of Pinkston and then Brian Kelly.
Go back and take a look at that last third down play and what happens here. And Keenan McCardell, he's going to come in motion and try to block Hugh Douglas right here. And you see, not a real good attempt. Hugh's going to pursue him. But Brad Johnson right here, I think this is something that Jon Gruden, when he was at Oakland, he had Rich Gannon. And Rich Gannon, he was able to pick up some of those first downs. And Brad Johnson's just not that kind of player. And then you take a look there at Todd Pinkston, who had an opportunity to pull in a big play.
Brian Westbrook is the setback, and the quick pass to Todd Pinkston. And he is hit immediately and down by John Lynch. Lynch with his first tackle of the game. And the Eagles picking up 6 yards. Third down coming up.
I tell you what, John Welborn, for a guy who's coming back off of a broken leg and hasn't been playing much, has been doing a terrific job so far against Warren Sapp. We watched him in practice on Friday, and I didn't think he had a shot to play in the ball game. I saw him jog down the field, literally couldn't put one leg in front of the other, and he's out there really fighting Warren Sapp.
And in fact, we were told yesterday he would not, in fact, be playing.
But here he is starting. Third down, and McNabb gets clobbered. And it was Derek Brooks who has scored the only touchdown of this game on a fumble return for a score, his 4th touchdown of the season.
Take a look at Derek Brooks right there coming up in the middle of your screen, and he's just a heck of a football player, especially when he comes in untouched. And Donovan's not going to be standing much longer if they give up hits like that on him.
Sean Landeta kicking it away, and Carl Williams will let it bounce. And Damian Douglas is right there, rolls the Eagle way, and it is down at the 27-yard line. But here are the Eagles, who are the leading scorer in the NFC, and you can see the flag thrown on the field. Held to no touchdowns thus far, and you can see Jon Gruden says, take it back, we want the punt again.
Well, that's really what this game has turned into.
An ineligible man downfield on the kick. Number 85 in the offense. A 5-yard penalty. Repeat 4th down.
There is Donovan McNabb, normally an easygoing, loose guy, but I don't see any smiles on his face because he has been hit, hurried, sacked, and picked off in this game, and his team is losing 7-3, and that penalty nullifies a brilliant 53-yard punt by Landeta.
And just to finish my thought, this is really a battle between these two punters, and when your punter gets off a great kick like that and gets the positive roll, it really hurts your football team now have to drop back and do it all over again, because the Buccaneers should get some great field position.
Vendetta gets off another beauty, however, sending Williams back inside his 30. Carl Williams needs a block. Flag is down. Another one down. And that has all the earmarks of a Tampa Bay illegal block. And Warren Sapp with a glare and a few words for the side judge as we bring this one back. He's playing even when he's not playing, and there is Gardner. Barry Gardner.
Return. Holding. 56 of the return team. A 10-yard penalty. First down.
Well, Barry Gardner, who is playing just about half the time at middle linebacker, is shaken up and not getting up. We've already seen Corey Simon re-aggravate his high ankle sprain. So right now, things are kind of glum for the Philadelphia crew.
Ford Explorer has been on top of the world for 11 years running. You don't get there by luck. You do it by constant innovation. Like the unbeatable combination of an expansive cargo area with the easiest folding third-row seat, a first in its class. It's just one more idea that takes us to a place no other SUV comes close to. Namely, first place. Ford Explorer, no boundaries.
Introducing Dockers, flat front mobile pant.
Nice pants.
Bond. James Bond.
James.
For the ultimate DVD action, no more foreplay. We've got your number. Own the 007 Special Edition DVDs Tuesday.
I don't own warehouses anymore. I've got Brown. With Brown managing my supply chain, my goods get from the dock to my customers in no time. Brown helps me build a leaner, faster supply chain machine. Then tosses me the keys and says, drive. I like to drive.
Inventory and transportation management. One company. UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
About 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half here at Veterans Stadium. The Buccaneers leading 7-3. Barry Gardner limping on the sidelines. Levon Kirkland, who started the game, back in at middle linebacker. First and 10 on the 35 of the Bucs. Keep it on the ground to Michael Pittman. And Pittman crosses the 40-yard line. Kirkland on the tackle. Well, Chris, you said it would be a game like this.
Yeah, I think it's been just a great football game so far. I know sometimes the fans get caught up in the fact that offense, but these are two of the best defenses playing in the National Football League, and they're like two heavyweights just slugging it out in the middle of the field, and it really may well come down to which offense makes the fewest mistakes.
Well, you would have thought that the Eagle offense would cash in, if anyone, because they had been so prolific. Tampa Bay still trying to get settled on that end of the ball, and the handoff to Pittman. And a third down coming up in about 3 for the Buccaneers.
Well, the Buccaneers, or excuse me, the Eagles right there, they bring a blitz off the corner. It looked like the Bucs had the right call on, trying to run it up the middle, and just unable to really get any kind of push up inside with that offensive line. And the knock last year on this Philadelphia defense was that they were unable to play the run very well. And in fact, they gave up a lot of big plays. It wasn't that as a whole they didn't play well against the run, but they sure have this year.
Ball control virtually even. Third down and 3. Brad Johnson loses the ball. He got hit from behind, and it is recovered by the Buccaneers. It was Cozy Coleman who recovered the fumble after Brandon Whiting stormed in from behind on Brad Johnson.
Well, you take a look here at Brad Johnson, and what happened is these receivers, Keenan McCardell, he's waiting for him to turn around so he can get him the football, and Keenan is not getting into his routes quick enough, and Brad cannot hold the ball that long.
Tom Tupa with a kick that will bounce at the 30, and Brian Mitchell Mitchell had it and lost it on the big hop. And on the loose ball, the Eagles get it. So another close call for the Philadelphia Eagles. No love lost between these two teams.
Special teams guys don't get a chance to touch a football very often. They're willing to go fist fight for it. There we go. It's showtime now. Zapp's got a smile on his face. He's ready to hit anybody.
Well, he's having a good time. Different story for Donovan McNabb to this point.
What's it like being me? New Red Fusion from Dr. Pepper. It's like being the guy on those cop shows everyone's after. Getting chased through backyards with no shirt on, except I ain't going out like that. Red Fusion, who's your soda?
Now everyone's excited about Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Because at Domino's, when you order any large pizza at menu price, you get a second large free. It's Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. Get the door. It's the early week special.
Here's an idea. How about integrity?
Tell the truth. That's easy. Just give it to me straight.
All we're asking for is a little honesty. You know what we deserve? Accountability.
These days, I need integrity.
I'm an investor.
I'm an investor.
So as an investor,
I have to be able to trust you.
At the New York Stock Exchange, we agree. So do 2,800 of the world's best companies that meet the highest standards. So every shareholder can invest with trust and confidence.
I think I deserve that.
When people first saw the Thunderbird, they flipped. It just evokes something within you. It's clearly just a pure, flat-out emotional connection. You got the sun shining, you got the tunes blaring. I mean, it's really the essence of cool.
So long, little bird. Don't pick up any nails.
Sinatra would be proud.
Wednesday, October 30th, LA's most elite undercover cops are back in action. From the director of Charlie's Angels, an all-new Fast Lane. Wednesday, October 30th on Fox.
Watch the eyes of Brian Mitchell. He sees Aaron Stecker coming at him. Finds the ball. Last second, little glance down, and that's how you drop it. That's also how games like this can turn around. Good play to get it back.
Eagles trailing 7-3, starting on their 21-yard line, and the handoff to Deuce Staley. And a solid run up the middle for Staley with a tackle by Shelton Quarles.
And you look at Warren Sapp right here in the middle of it. And I tell you, he's got a healthy shoulder. He feels good this year, and he's feeling good today, too.
That's the world championship of trash talking between those two.
And he likes this team. He says it's got a bounce to it. And he has responded. He's got a bounce to himself as Deuce Staley tackled at the 30-yard line. Still short of the first down by a yard. Derek Brooks in on the tackle.
You know, the one thing you always have to keep your eye on early in the football game, very difficult to run the football. It just is, because the defense is fresh and they're flying around and they're making plays. But sometimes if you stay with it and you stay with it, I don't know what the numbers are, but my guess is in the fourth quarter, the rushing averages of running backs around the league go way up. So sometimes just keep with those body blows and stay after it.
Eagles yet to convert a third down. The Buccaneers haven't done much better. And here is Staley. First down for Deuce Staley on his 8th carry of the game, and moving the pile, to say the least, up to the 35-yard line as the crowd responds with chants of Deuce. Came in the game as the leading receiver on this team, and the second leading rusher, coming off an 82-yard game, his best of the year.
Yeah, and that might be a record right there for Andy Reid. Called 3 consecutive running plays. That's not something that he normally does. Obviously, it's been well said. He likes to throw the football, but it's becoming more and more apparent to both of these offensive coaches that they have got to be able to keep it in manageable third down situations.
And a very crisp calling of the plays as Staley gets the call again. In fact, in talking with him on Friday, Andy Reid took full responsibility for that opening loss to Tennessee because he felt that the team got too conservative in the second half when they lost to the Titans 27-24, squandering the lead.
You know what's been amazing here is this Philadelphia Eagles offense in the first half of ball games have been throwing the football 75% of the time, and the mix has been much more skewed towards the run here.
Another run, believe it or not, on 2nd and 5 to Staley, and Warren Sapp meets him head on, and no gain on the play.
Yeah, and Warren Sapp told us yesterday that basically he's rushing the passer, and in doing that, if he comes across the ball carrier and they're running downs, then he'll make the tackle. But his first focus is trying to go after the passer. I think he sells himself short a little bit on how well he plays the run. He plays 100% all the time and is just playing outstanding this season.
50-50. 5 straight runs. This one appears to be a pass, although they did fake the inside run on the shotgun, and Donovan McNabb throwing it away. I think the Buccaneers defense, guys, totally befuddling Donovan McNabb and that entire offense, Chris.
I don't know if they're confused. They're just whooped. You know, I mean, sometimes it's not the first team that's just been beaten up by this Tampa Bay defense. They have just been phenomenal so far this season. If they keep the numbers going the way they have so far, they're going to establish a new NFL record.
Sean Landeta again to kick it away, and a beauty. Boy, Landeta continues in his old age to kick him long and keep him in the field when he needs to inside the 20. This one kicked into the end zone for the touchback. Well, October's magical matchups continues next week with Fox NFL Sunday, beginning with America's #1 pregame show. And then Sean Alexander and the Seahawks look to run over the Cowboys, or the Cardinals try to slow down Terrell Owens and the 49ers in an NFC West showdown, plus other regional action. It's all part of a full weekend of magical matchups as critical NFL games and baseball's World Series take center stage only on Fox. We have a penalty flag thrown at the 5, and an official also walking around without a hat. Ron Winter sorts it out.
Illegal touching. Number 82 went out of bounds during the kick. When he came back in, he was the first to touch the ball in the end zone. Illegal touch. 82 offense. Penalties decline. First down.
Damian Douglas, 82.
You see him go out of bounds right there. He can't then be the one to touch it, but he is.
And that really is a meaningless call, considering that it was in the end zone for a touchback anyway. First down on the 20 for the Bucs. Here comes the pressure, and the pass intended for Dilger, incomplete. Carlos Emmons, one of the 2 Eagles, storming in on Brad Johnson.
Yeah, and Carlos Emmons, you're going to see him coming, and number 51 right there. And Brad Johnson has only been sacked 9 times coming into this game, but I can tell you he gets hit probably more than any quarterback in this league, and he does a great job of just getting rid of the football.
Jim Johnson dialing up the blitzes, and he can dial them up. 2nd and 10 for Tampa Bay. Trying to get away, and Brad Johnson throwing it away. The crowd wants intentional grounding as Carlos Emmons and Paul Grassmanis came in. And he just had to get to the outside the tackle box. And Grassmanis comes up lame.
And I think you're seeing a fundamental shift now by Jim Johnson in this defense. They're going to blitz no more. With Barry Gardner out of the game and Levon Kirkland at middle linebacker, they're blitzing Kirkland because they don't want to leave him back in coverage.
3rd and 10, the pitch to Michael Pittman. Pittman can't get to the sticks. And Brandon Whiting makes the tackle, forcing the Buccaneers to punt again with 3:46 remaining in the 4th, in the 2nd quarter.
Well, that's a great sequence of events by the Eagles defense, and defensive coordinator Jim Johnson. Really a nice job of overloading the sides, bringing pressure on Brad Johnson, not giving him any room to get anything going offensively.
Here's Tom Tuba with his 6th punt of the game. We have had 11 punts, and Brian Mitchell fields it on the 25. And Mitchell breaking a couple of tackles. And here's Mitchell. And Mitchell tackled from behind by Aaron Stecker.
And he's going after the Bucs bench. Remember all the trash talking after he fumbled the last one? He's going back and putting it right in their face now.
29-yard return by Brian Mitchell into Tampa Bay territory.
So many times on punt returns, when you see a returner getting a pile of people, the coverage men tend to relax, and I think it's exactly what happened. It looked like he was going down and then just bounced out of the pile.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of blocking going on right there on that return. Just a, you hate to say great individual effort, but that's what it was. And you wouldn't have thought he would have been able to get the yards that he was able to on that play, and that's why he's the best ever at doing it.
And Troy, he did it all in traffic. So a first down on the 45 of Tampa Bay. McNabb trying to get going, and he is tackled after a gain of 3 yards by Shelton Quarles. And now Warren Sapp face down on the turf here at Veterans Stadium. And the crowd, seeing that 99 is down, they're not disappointed at seeing this.
Take a look, try to see what happened to him, and I don't know. He looked like he may have got poked in the face or something. I think that might have been John Welburn, but he went down and was in a lot of pain. Looked like he got poked in the eye.
But he runs off on his own power.
You see the water coming out of his left eye right there. If it was John Welburn accused Warren Sapp last year in the playoff game of poking him in the eye.
So Warren Sapp will come out of the game, and Chartrick Darby, number 91, will take his place on 2nd down and 7 for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles trailing 7-3, 2.5 to go, and here is McNabb on the play fake, has plenty of time, and in the end zone for the touchdown is Pinkston, still going. Todd Pinkston on a perfectly thrown pass, 42 yards for the Eagles score.
And absolutely no pressure without Warren Sapp in the lineup on Donovan McNabb. The only time all day long that he's been able to sit back, find his receiver, and deliver the football. Sapp out for one play, and the Eagles take full advantage.
Well, you take a look at what happened. Looked like Brian Kelly thought he was going to get more help than he did from safety Dexter Jackson. Dexter didn't get over the top to help him out.
After a bad hold, David Akers with the extra point. And the Eagles regain the lead, and that is the first offensive touchdown allowed by the Tampa Bay defense on the road all year. Philly is up now.
So, Dan, do we have everything we need for this meeting?
It's all right here, sir.
Is your data backup as reliable as it should be?
Don't worry, sir. He told me everything.
Ours is. Bright Store Storage Software from Computer Associates.
And if the Philadelphia Eagles ever needed a spark plug and a starter of a play, they got it right there. And the first touchdown allowed in the last 14 quarters by the Bucs defense. McNabb to Pinkston.
Well, you take a look. Brian Kelly is right here. Dexter Jackson right here, the safety. You're going to see what happens playing cover 2. Brian Kelly lets him go, gets no kind of jam, but because of this receiver running down the middle, it holds Dexter Jackson and allows Pinkston to stay up the sideline, and Donovan makes a great throw to him.
He makes a great throw, but Dexter Jackson just blew that one. That's cover 2, way down the field. Really doesn't have that other responsibility. You've got to be able to, on a ball thrown that far in the air, to make that play.
Akers to kick it off with 2:29 remaining in the first half. And it goes into the end zone and will be run out by Aaron Stecker, who loses the ball. And Tampa Bay keeps it on their side as Jermaine Phillips recovers the loose ball. inside the 10-yard line, and the Eagles and their fans were looking for another big opportunity right there.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles have been so bad on special teams this year. And so far we've seen Brian Mitchell's punt return set up that last touchdown. All kinds of opportunities for turnovers in this ballgame. Clearly the Eagles have come out this week and are much more ready to play than they have been.
And rookie Michael Lewis, one of the two players returning to action along with Rashard Cook, making the big play. From the 9-yard line, in his end zone, the screen to Pittman. And Pittman is tackled by LeVon Kirkland after picking up about 5 yards on the play.
Well, right now, Tampa Bay offensively is just trying to find anything that will allow themselves to pick up some yardage. Right there, they come back with a screen. They had not shown that. They pick up 5 yards. Now they're in manageable distance, but they've got to be able to move the football out of this position of the field.
And we will run down to the 2-minute warning. And remember, the Eagles still have 2 timeouts if they want to use it in hopes of getting it back.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Bud Light. For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Every Saturday, I get together and play football with the guys. But this Saturday, I had to take a time out.
Hey, Steve, you okay?
It's my throat. It's all dry.
Hey, mine too. I think I got just what you guys need. Come on.
It was a good thing Brad was there. He explained that we were thirsty, and he gave us ice-cold Bud Lights. He told us that by drinking the Bud Light, parched feeling would go away. You know what? He was right.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
I'm a food truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and be down on my luck than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on a back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline where the ride gets rough, ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built for tough.
Come on, Dad. How much longer?
I'm almost done.
What are you doing in there?
Daddy's doing his business, honey.
You're not the only one who needs to use it. Honey?
You can't rush these things.
Could your house use another computer? Then call 1-800-GATEWAY. We have desktops with LCD flat panel displays and CD burners starting at $6.99 after a $100 mail-in rebate. Notebooks starting at $9.99. And all the cool stuff you need to get the most from your new PC. Gateway, a better way.
I'm out of paper.
That's Warren Sapp with the hood on top of his head. As Pam Oliver reported that Warren got poked in the eye. Appears to be all right. Came out of the game for the rest of that last series. 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Jon Gruden, who used to be the offensive coordinator for 3 years in Philadelphia, coming back for the first time as head coach of the Bucs.
Yeah, he can't be happy with what's happened here in the first half. They have yet to even reach 100 yards of total offense here in this first half of play.
2nd and 5. Aaron Stecker. First down. Aaron Stecker goes submarine style, picking up the first down of the 22. 8-yard pickup.
Well, the big thing that they want to do right now is it's obvious they're just trying to move the football. They do not want to get into a situation where they're giving the ball back to Philadelphia before the end of this half and giving them an opportunity to try to get points on the board.
This is the point you made. Tampa Bay with only 78 yards total in this first half. Buccaneers still have 1 timeout left. First down, pass underneath to Michael Pittman. Pittman is stopped at the 29-yard line.
And that first down really changed everything and forced the Eagles to go back into their nickel defense now. So once the Buccaneers get into this hurry-up offense, there should be some underneath throws to make.
Nearly a minute to go in the half. Pittman turning the corner on the left side. First down and getting a chance to stop the clock as he runs out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Well, coming up on the Visa Halftime Report, JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league, and the Fox Sports ticker will keep you updated with up-to-the-second stats.
Well, now they've got themselves in a position of getting, close to midfield, and they've got one timeout, and they've got a little time on the clock. I would think right now that the Buccaneer offense is going to start trying to make some plays to get in a position to get a field goal.
58 seconds on the clock. Screen pass to Pittman. Not a pretty one. And it'll cost Tampa Bay to lose a yard as a result. And the play had been blown dead.
Yeah, and that might have ended any thoughts of trying to get points.
Darwin Walker slow getting up for the Eagles. They have had a bunch of injuries to their big people, although Walker trying to get off the field before the snap, and the Eagles have to call the timeout. They have one remaining, under a half a minute to go in the half.
What have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
Those interest charges are going to get us.
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle card.
The Capital One No Hassle card has the nation's lowest long-term fixed rates, $0 fraud liability, and no telemarketing.
What's in your wallet?
This is the last thing Andy Reid wanted to do, is call a timeout on those circumstances, Chris.
Oh, but I thought the officials really let Walker lay on the field for a long time before they made a decision and forced the Eagles to take a timeout. So they did actually run about 10 seconds off.
26 seconds remaining in the first half.
And they got Joe Juravicius, it looks like, for moving before the ball was snapped.
Prior to the snap, false start, 67 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
You're right, Juravicius did move, as did Kenyatta Walker.
Right there you go.
Yeah, Brad came out inaudible and was changing the play, and Kenyatta thought he was actually snapping the ball and flinched.
Second down and 16. And here is Brad Johnson to Keyshawn Johnson, and a first down into Philadelphia territory. A gain of 18 yards. And the clock stops with 18 seconds to go as the Buccaneers use their third and final timeout.
Well, they ought to go to that play more often. They ran that earlier in the game, and it's the only play really that they've had any amount of success with. But that's one of the things Brad Johnson does very well. He does a nice job of throwing the in cuts and the out breaking routes, and he's got great anticipation and lays the ball in there. And Keyshawn Johnson, a big physical receiver. And you take a look here at the help that he's getting up front. Joe Juravicius helping out on Hugh Douglas along with Ken Dilger, and that's the kind of attention that Hugh Douglas has been warning in this ball game.
For a wide receiver, that's classified as a devastating block right there.
18 seconds remain, and not much time, and no timeouts remaining for Tampa Bay. They are on the 46-yard line of the Eagles. That last play was the longest play from scrimmage for Tampa Bay. Flags are down. Deep pass to McCardell, and off the hands of Brian Dawkins, the free safety, who had a great beat on the ball. But there's another penalty marker down, and the preliminary signal is against Tampa Bay.
Well, before the motion, the wide receiver never got set, so by the time he went in motion, there was a double motion called, and another just blowing opportunity for the Bucs.
Yeah, and I can tell you that there's nothing that upsets Jon Gruden more.
Number 88, offense, did not set after the huddle broke, then went in motion. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's tight end Ricky Dudley, who, by the way, is the only member of the Buccaneers who Jon Gruden has coached before. He was with him in Oakland. The others are new.
As I was saying, there's nothing that upsets Jon Gruden more than when he has careless penalties and mistakes and illegal motions, and he really prides himself on running a pretty efficient offense.
First and 15 back in Tampa Bay territory at the 48. And there is Brad Johnson trying to get it to Keyshawn, but the pass sails out of bounds with 6 ticks left.
It's been a pretty pathetic effort here in the first half by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Don't forget the Bucs' only touchdown coming on a fumble return for a TD. And Jon Gruden realized this was going to be a tough day, and he said sometimes you just have to check your ego at the door and try and do what's best, but I don't think he expected it to be this bad.
But you know, Chris, we all talk about Tampa Bay's vaunted defense, but the Eagles' defense isn't too shabby in their own right.
No, and even having said that, Bucs are only down 3 points.
Final seconds of the first half. Another penalty. Passes to Michael Pittman at the 38 as time runs out.
That's a big penalty, though. If it's on the defense, it gives you a chance to line up and try a field goal.
It is on the defense. The signal is offsides against the Philadelphia Eagles after time had run out, so they got another play coming up.
It's going to be a long field goal if they're going to...
Offside. 53 defense. A 5-yard penalty. By rule, when there's a penalty on the defense on the last play of the half, the period is extended. Second down.
I think what it does do for them, however, is they get an opportunity now, if they elect to do it, is they can try to throw a Hail Mary into the end zone and try to get a play that way.
Well, if Gramatica had gone for the field goal, it would have been about 70 yards, and he would have been doing some dancing then, I guarantee you. So here's the last play. And Darwin Walker back in action, sacking Brad Johnson. And you got to realize that if the ball had come loose and the Eagles picked it up, they could have run it in for a score themselves, Chris. In any event, that's the end of the first half. Stay tuned for the Visa halftime report with J.B. Terry, Howie, and Jimmy right after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. 10-7, Philadelphia in front.
David E. Kelly has created some of the most memorable television of our generation.
I hope you don't confuse me for the kind of lawyer who defends guilty people.
Tackling our most controversial issues.
You can't continue to be a prostitute.
It is never up to a teacher to conceal the truth.
Fox tomorrow, he continues that tradition.
Steven, they're organizing.
With the season premiere of Boston Public and the series premiere of Girls Club.
I had misgivings about entrusting a murder trial to a 27-year-old.
The new Fox Monday premieres tomorrow at 8/7 Central.
When reviewing the Lexus LS430, Automobile Magazine said, no car in this class has more inviting leather, a more comfortable ride, a superior stereo, or a more logical navigation system. Perhaps this is why, for the second year in a row, Automobile Magazine has named the LS430 the best luxury car over $40,000. To its owners, it's the best luxury sedan in the world. The LS430 at Lexus of Clearwater and Lexus of Tampa Bay, Tampa.
There's a reason everybody's smiling with Verizon Long Distance. She's smiling because she can talk anytime for one low rate. They're smiling because they got all their services on one bill. And by the way, we're smiling too for receiving the J.D. Power & Associates Award for being #1 in customer satisfaction. For long-distance service you'll smile about, just give us a call. Make progress every day. Verizon.
I'm a four-truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise. Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built Ford tough.
It's Truck Month at your Southern Ford dealers. Time for incredible offers on Super Duty, Super Crew, and the best-selling truck for 25 years running, Ford F-150. Get 0% APR right now. That's interest-free financing. Or choose up to $3,000 cash back.
Visit your Southern Ford dealer.
Thanks. Come back again.
Here we go. Get the action going.
About time you got a new TV. Thank you, gentlemen.
Folding seats, loads of space. If you love it, Chrysler PG Cruisers got a way to hold it.
It's not gonna fit. Oh.
Now, qualified lessees can lease this 2003 PT Cruiser, starting at $199 a month.
I'm Simeon Rice, and you're watching The Bucks on Fox 13.
The Visa Halftime Report is brought to you by Visa. It's everywhere NFL fans want to be.
And welcome to those of you watching Washington at Green Bay, Tampa Bay at Philadelphia. And in that first contest, Ahman Green doing the job on the ground with 2 touchdowns, pacing the Packers on top of the Redskins 17-6.
Bucks, Eagles, good first half. Johnson, 71 yards. McNabb with a touchdown plus an interception. Eagles up by 3.
And in that game, linebacker Derek Brooks picked up his 4th touchdown on the season, and you put that in perspective.
You got it. Future Hall of Famer, the greatest receiver in the history of the NFL. Jerry Rice, only 2 touchdowns. Randy Moss, only 2. Johnson, well, you can see the rest of that. There it is.
San Diego and Oakland make that Cowboys and Cardinals. It's the Cardinals, 2 field goals by Bill Gramatica. There we go now with the Chargers. Raiders have won 4 straight, but Tomlinson, the difference in the first half there as well.
3 more sacks on David Carr, quarterback for the Texans. Given how many for the year now?
31 coming in. He's got 35 now. Ravens with their 5th straight over the Jaguars. Dolphins upended by the Bills, an upset in that contest, and the Broncos come back to win it in overtime, Terry, thanks to the 25-yarder by Elam.
214 yards receiving by Shannon Sharp, 2 touchdowns. Rams win again. Ball to the quarterback. Another nice day. 49ers and the Saints, you just saw that. Deuce McAllister running back, 139 yards rushing. And then Michael Vick back for Atlanta. They go up 30-0, doing an awfully good job. Vikings lose another one. Too many interceptions, too many turnovers. And then the Lions, there you see it. Field goal, overtime, they win that one over the Chicago Bears.
Jason Hanson with a 48-yarder there. All right, folks, now attention for those stations carrying the Washington-Green Bay game. You will take your local break, and then when we come back, some of you will go to local news. Others will come back to hear the Blonde Bomber articulate his way nicely through the highlights.
That's right. Good question.
Visa is proud to celebrate the fans this season.